What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. This will be the start of Dream Big series number 2, 2023 prep series. So little introduction to this series, really, just to kind of cover the back end of the growing phase and then into first week of prep, which has been completed. We've done the first week this week. Today's Sunday, not sure what the date is, 25th of June. So we're getting this series underway. Not sure how many episodes it's going to be. Pretty much near enough the same as last time, potentially, but I'm just not sure what shows we're doing at the moment. I know one of the shows that we're doing, because we got invited last year to do the British finals, which is in October, so that's the first one we're going, well, that's one of the ones we're going for. But I think we're going to do potentially one, maybe two before the British finals and one or two after the British finals, so I'm not too sure at the moment, but obviously I will keep you posted, and when I know, I will let you know and put it out on socials and stuff, to keep everyone who wants to listen, who wants to follow, keep you in the loop of what's going on, and just to document as normal. I'm sweating because just wrapped up 45 minutes of cardio, 30 minutes of steps, 2 rounds of posing, and I'm doing this video now, so we're in the posing room at Elite. But I thought, because I'm posting this up tomorrow, I thought I'd get this done now because I'm busy the rest of today and tomorrow. So I wanted to get the introduction done now. I'm going to try and keep it brief. I know I can waffle on for ages, but I need to go home and nap and eat. So where should we start? Growing phase, back in the growing phase. Peak weight for growing phase was about 128 kilo, but body composition was completely different. Very much improved from last year, from where we were at peak weight to where we were this year at peak weight. Very different. Much leaner. Much better body composition. Much lower in body fat, and just generally in a better place. Was definitely stronger than last year as well, in movements, and I think my execution of form has definitely improved. So on a whole, we're in a very good spot, or we're in a very good spot in the back of end of the growing phase. We ran bloods last week, maybe the week before. Yeah, I think it's about 2 weeks ago. So we got bloods done. We had a 4-week clearance phase where obviously we pull certain things down to go to a more natural level. Didn't take everything out. We always tend to keep things in at the moment because it was only a 4-week period to where we had before obviously starting prep. So we did 4 weeks clearance phase. Kept training exactly the same. Pretty much kind of started prep there. We started pulling food down. We increased cardio slightly, again just to improve body composition. Because even though we were in a good spot, we kind of wanted to shift some weight early days and make some ground where we could before actually starting prep seriously this week. So we did that. Probably dropped about 1 kilo or 2. Again, improving body composition and putting us in a very good place to begin prep this week. So we've done a 4 week now of prep. Food got dropped on Tuesday quite significantly. I think it was about 100 gram of carbs taken off on the training day and about 150 gram of carbs taken off on a rest day. Cardio got increased. Prior to prep, we were doing 3 days of cardio, which was just 3 sessions of 20 minutes of cardio. Heart rate always stays the same during cardio. It's like 125 to 130 is where I like to keep it. And then as we went into prep this week, excuse me, we increased cardio to 5 days a week. So 2 rest days, which have 45 minutes of cardio on. And because I train fasted at 6 in the morning, I also can't do my cardio fasted, which I normally would do. So I'm doing my cardio post-workout on my upper body days. So 2 rest days, 45 minutes, and then on my kind of 3 upper body days. So I think it works out as Monday, Tuesday. Is that right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. So that's how it kind of works. And then the days I don't do cardio is my leg day, and I think it's actually a pull day. Yeah, I think that's right. So then I do my 45 minutes cardio on my rest days and leave those 2 days I just said, the leg day and pull day, with no cardio. I think that's right. I think I'll get mixed up, but anyway, overall 5 days of cardio, 2 days off of cardio, 2 45-minute sessions, 3 20-minute sessions. That's it. I'm just overcomplicating myself, confusing myself, but that's it. And that kind of routine will stick through cardio, through prep now, through the whole of prep pretty much. We're just replicating exactly what we did last year at kind of this stage in prep, because it works out with me training fasted, and then my rest days and being able to do cardio after training and stuff. So that's done. Obviously, like I said, food to be taken down. So weight, we started the week at about 125. I weighed in this morning on Sunday at 121.5. So a pretty big drop, about a 4 kilo drop this week, which is quite nice. Quite nice to get that started. Luke said he wanted to be quite aggressive at the first few weeks, which I do agree with because of the timescale we've got before our potential first show. So we obviously want to get early ready like last year and kind of cruise in. So we're going aggressive for the first few weeks, I think. Drop some good weight off and see where we are there. So we are definitely hitting the ground running this week. A good week to take off. And it's just going to make it easier that in the last few stages of prep where we don't have to chase condition, we're not falling behind, we know what we're doing 4 or 5 weeks out. We don't really have to do anything drastic, which is exactly what we did last year, and it paid off. We were probably ready, like I said, about 5 weeks out, potentially 6 weeks out. I remember I think I had some sushi 4 or 5 weeks out, I think, because condition was just there, and then we were just fat free, with time left to kind of cruise in and just take each day as it came. So that's kind of what we want to do going into this prep. Obviously, we want to make it as smooth sailing as we can, and I think we'll do that. We work quite well together, as I literally just follow the plan and do what he tells me to, which I think any good client athlete should do. And Luke is the top coach, the best coach, so he knows what to do, and I think it's definitely going to help as well, us having a year under our belt from last year. Luke getting to know my body and how it works and what it needs. It's just going to make this year even better, and we can be more pinpoint on stuff, because the shows last year, even I won my class and won the overall. It was still like a trial. Luke doesn't know exactly how I'm going to look on show day, doesn't know how I'm going to respond to certain things. Even though I keep things very simple in terms of nutrition, and I rarely mix things up, but in terms of like how much he needs to fill me up, what to use pre-show, things like that, and getting me into the condition of filling me out was, I'm guessing a bit of a trial, and we tried things, you know. We tried things for the overall. Our kind of class win was spot on. I'm not, and then we went into overall and we tried a few things. You know, we had nothing to lose really, to be honest. So try a few things which he was kind of gearing up for this year, because he knew I obviously want to take this as far as I can in terms of competing. So it was a pretty obvious thing that I was going to compete this year at some point. So we could try a few things and get things under our belt and see what worked, see what didn't, see how much, you know, and we utilised that. We did that in the overall, and then the week after we went to do the Worlds in Birmingham Town Hall, where again we tried a few things there. Again, we had nothing to lose. It was an invite. We went to compete. We, you know, might as well have done a second show that year, and then call it quits after that, to go into the growth phase. So again, we had nothing to lose. There was you know, condition was there. We could play around with a few different things, and we did. So Luke, definitely going into this year, probably has a better idea of what the plan is like around show time. You know, the prep leading up to show is pretty basic. Kind of know what to do with that anyway. So, but yeah, going into these shows, obviously, like I said, I don't really know exactly what shows we are doing, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than one. That's all I can say at the moment. If I knew more, I'd tell you. We've had talks about doing maybe different federations as well. So kind of, you know, the main thing for me is I want to get my name out there. I want to show my face. I want to compete against other people, other guys, except for, you know, obviously doing PCA, which is a great show, great federation. It's run remarkably well. I was surprised at how well it was ran when I competed there, just with the timings and stuff, and not letting us wait ages and not giving us false times. You know, things are done at a certain time, you arrive, you get it done, you go and get the next thing done, your show times at this time. Usually it was pretty bang on with when we were going on. So, you know, it's a great show, and I will be competing there again this year. But there's different federations out there which I want to try. I want to stand next to a few people. I want to get in front of different judges as well, and just get my name out there. You know, this is a prime time for me to get my name out there. Early days when I'm coming up, I think. So I'm looking forward to what is to come in terms of competing, and getting all that done. So yeah, going into prep, thoughts and feelings. I feel great. Mentally will always be pretty much the same for me. Just crack on and get it done. I don't really think about anything else except for executing the plan and just ticking boxes. Really, there's nothing else to think about. It's just training, eating the meals, doing the cardio, doing the steps, posing, and that's pretty much it. I don't like to overcomplicate it. I know some people kind of do, and they complain about different things and, you know, say it's hard, but at the end of the day, it's I was just listening to a podcast with Justin Shire and Dorian Hamilton and Anton, and they, you know, when Justin talked, he spoke a lot about it's your choice, and you choose to do whatever you choose to do in life. It's your choice at the end of the day, and bodybuilding is a choice. Anyone who does bodybuilding, anyone who competes, anyone who does it as a hobby, however you do what you do is your choice. So to complain and you know, like portray to people that you're suffering in some sort of way, or, you know, be down on a certain day because you have to do cardio, you have to go and train. It's like, it's your choice. You chose to do this. Like, any day, today, right now, this second, you can give up and hand the towel in, or you can just crack on. I don't see the point in complaining about anything. If you are complaining, why are you doing it? Like, the reason for doing all this is because it makes you happy, because you enjoy it, because you think it's fun, because it's a hobby that, you know, bodybuilding for me is like a hobby, but it's a 24/7 hobby, which I can't think of any other sport or thing that can be 24 hours, 7 days a week, all year round. That's why I get so much enjoyment out of it, because it's never ending. So yeah, it's a choice, but I don't know where I was going with that. I just kind of waffled on, went down a rabbit hole. But yeah, so week 2 starts tomorrow. The plan of action will be sent over on Tuesday from Luke to see what happens, whether he drops food or we just do the same week again. I'm not entirely sure of what the plan is. I just know that we'll just get on with whatever he throws my way. So, like I said, it's going to be pretty similar to what we did last year in terms of how things went, but obviously we're holding more muscle mass now, so things are going to be slightly different in terms of probably cardio and food intake as well. Will probably be mostly higher carbohydrates, just because we're holding on to a bit more tissue than we were last year, which is only like 6 months ago, which is mad, which is crazy. We literally competed in November, and then we started the growing phase in December, January, February, March, April, May, June. It's like 6 months, which is crazy. Then we're back in prep, so it's mad how short, if you compete every year, it's mad how short the period of time is that you're in the growing phase for, which is why it's so important to nail everything when you can. Every single day, every single chance you get to be in a growing phase has to be nailed, because you only get, if you are competing every year, which some people do, you do have to make the most of it. There's no point slacking off for like 2 to 3 months, or going half hours for 2 to 3 months. Like, hit the ground running as soon as you hit that rebound phase out of show. That's bang, it's game time, get the food up. You know, for me, I'm probably gonna have to take another quite long period in an off-season growing phase situation, just because I need to grow, I need more size. I'm 6'2", 6'2". I need to fill this frame out, and I think 6 months is not a lot of time. Maybe not enough time for me to really fill this frame out if I'm gonna pretend, you know, if I was to compete every year. It's just, I don't think it's enough time. I think I need another big growing phase, where we did like a 2 year, it was 2 years, 2.5 years in a push phase last time, which changed my physique. You know, I think having that period of time where things can stick is important. You know, you can do a growing phase for a certain period of time. If it's too short, the muscle won't stick. As soon as you start to pull food back, as soon as you start to drop fat, be in prep, it's just going to fall off, because that hasn't had the time to solidify, hasn't had the time to mature. So that's my thought process anyway. Luke might have a different approach to it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If I want to, you know, not if, but when, you know, I will want to put that size on, which I need to compete with the big boys and really push my competitive where I want to take it. You know, I've got big goals, big expectations of myself, and to do that I need to grow. I need to spend time in that uncomfortable / comfortable position in a growing phase and really propel body weight up. So I'm looking forward to that down the line, but obviously the goal right now is prep, and we're going to get on with the next couple of weeks, which I'm looking forward to. So obviously I'll be documenting as much as I can, telling you as much as I can. Go onto my Instagram as well. That's where most of my content is, henry.taylor. So go onto there and follow it on the daily training, physique updates, daily stories, which people must be annoyed about when I do them every single day, but that's just that's just a habit thing now. It's just a consistency thing that I have to tick off, unfortunately. So, you know, if I didn't do it, I feel very strange. But yeah, everything's over there, so feel free to go on there and follow along the journey. But I will be documenting every week on here, whether it's training, whatever I choose to do on here. I will be taking you through the process of this prep, which I'm looking forward to. So I will get a physique update in at some point, but I'm in this period now where it's like I feel quite like, what's the word, like skinny fat, you know, when you've been like so full and big for a long period of time, and then you pull food back, and it's like the first week or two where you're still kind of fluffy and there's not much going on lines wise, there's not much detail, but you're kind of deflated. That's kind of how I feel right now. So we just need to get over that bridge into a better place when detail starts to come through and you really start to mould the shape, which I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to wrap it up there. 21 minutes done. But yeah, week 1 prep introduction done. Stay tuned for the next episode, and thank you guys for listening, and dream big.